Well, this is episode 2 of Together Theory. He is the theory instructor for FleetForce Truck Driving School.
So let's break right into it. As an over-the-road truck driver, you need a minimum of a 10-hour break consecutive. That leaves you with 14 hours, and it's going to include your loading, your unloading, your fuel, your paperwork, your lunch. One day a week, you can go ahead and work 16 hours.
Now, how is this tracked?
Now they're using what they call electronic logs. I'm not going to teach them how to use a computer. When that machine or that computer in their truck goes down, they're going to have to go back to the antiquated way of paper. Learn here at FleetForce, they're actually doing paper logs every time they go out on the road with us. You've got this monthly summary sheet. The monthly summary sheet is based on a 70-hour, 8-day rule. But if you're money motivated, you can work 2 months straight if you want. The golden rule is you can't hit 70 hours. The minute you hit 70 hours, I actually show the students at FleetForce in the classroom during theory training how to work 38 days in a row without taking a day off. I think last month when I did it, the closest I came was 68.50 hours.
Yeah, but who's counting?
I'm counting.
He's got it by the decimal point.
I've got it lined up on a monthly summary sheet that I have blown up on the board there that I can use that shows the driver who's money motivated, how to just keep moving. Drivers work all the time. You're getting a 10-hour break every day, right?
Yep.
So it's a lifestyle, not a job.
There you go. So we've got a strategy to get you to that money-making tipping point. But now, how do you plan that? Not just getting out a Google map and saying point A to point B, but like you said, where do you do laundry at? Where do you take a shower at?
It's very methodical. It has to be very thought out. It has to be planned out. You have to have a list of places that you can stop along your route so that you don't run into an hours violation. Because if you don't get to that truck stop by the time you're supposed to and you're running in violation, guess what? You're sleeping on the side of the road, and that ain't the smartest thing or the safest thing to do either. So your trip planning has got to be on point. Mile marker 214 or whatever, they've got 65 spaces left available. Let me reserve a spot and get to there before I hit my hours of service violation. There are apps right on your cell phone. Trucker's Path, Find My Truck, all these free apps.
I'm hauling something. Let's bring that into the conversation. Handling and documenting cargo, that would be, I think, underneath a non-driving activity, right?
Sure, absolutely. All your paperwork associated with your load, along with keeping fuel. If you have perishable food, you got to keep gas in that tank in order to keep that freezer running or that refrigerator running in that truck all night. It never can shut off if you have perishable food. Time management is key. Without the time management, if you've got terrible time management skills or you need to brush up on them, then FleetForce is going to tell you how to manage your time.
Let's throw out a scenario. You get somewhere right at the last minute. 10 hours and 59 minutes at the 11th hour, literally. You've got 3 hours to sit there and get it off the trail, get it out of the trailer. What happens from there?
You might not have 3 hours. You might have had to stop and get fuel along the way, which cuts into that 3 hours, right? You might have had another load, a multiple stop load that you just delivered, and that cuts into your time. What you don't want to happen is run out of your workday while you're still unloading, because then you might have to change your status. If you feel like you're running out of time and you haven't had that 30-minute break, which gave you that extra time, right? So your 11-hour day didn't become 8 hours because you didn't have the break, it became 14. If you're running out of that, you may have to go into an off-duty status. I hate to do it like that, but it's the only way you're going to be able to unload that load.
What I hope everybody out there is hearing is there's so much more to driving a truck than a skills course. We talked about that last week. Time management, probably from your point of view, is one of the most important skills a driver can have. And that has nothing to do with turning a wheel and driving a truck. That's all about what happens before you get behind the wheel. That you need to come to FleetForce Truck Driving School to understand how to really break down time management. But hopefully, as you're staying with us from week to week, you're starting to see what it is you're going to learn at CDL Training School and why you need to get into the room as fast as you can. Howard, as always, you knocked it out of the park.
Thanks for having me, Jonathan.
Thanks again. We'll see you next week.